The items that we're going to talk about in this video are some of my absolute favorite content that was ever added to RuneScape and some of the most elusive items the game has to offer. And if you're lucky enough to get your hands on any of these items, they will make you absolutely rich. We're going to be going over the history of all these items, how to get them, the mystery behind them, and how much they're worth and why. If you like this sort of content, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video. Also, liking the video really helps it get out to more people, so don't forget to smash like and let's get into it. Hero items. They're some of RuneScape's most elusive and valuable items, and they came into the game first on an update in 2017 with the luck system rework. With the luck rework came a hidden update releasing Hazelmere's signet ring, the first hero item ever released into RuneScape. And the thing about this ring, no one was told how or where to get this. Everyone was scrambling, including myself, to try to be the first to get this item, and most people were begging for any sort of hint or confirmation, but Mod Timbo only said that the ring was obtainable and nothing else. I remember when this ring was released, me and my friend were theory crafting how in the world we could possibly get our hands on this. We even went as far as to dig in the exact location that Hazelmere died during the quest while Gothic Sleeves. I don't know if we just thought that he was going to have dropped his ring and now we can just dig it up for free, but we were grasping at straws. This ring was so rare that players began theorizing that the ring was bugged and no one could get it. Mod Timbo actually ended up changing the drop rate of this ring after release, and then finally a player managed to get this ring as a drop. We eventually all figured out that the ring could be obtained by any monster with access to the rare drop table. Obtainable by a super rare section of the rare drop table requiring tier 4 luck to be able to receive it. If you get a Blurberry special from the rare drop table, it means you missed a chance to get Hazelmere's signet ring. And if you get a cheese and tomato bada as a drop, it means you had a chance at the ring, but you weren't using your tier 4 luck. So if you've ever gotten a Blurberry special or a cheese and tomato bada as a drop, you missed a potential Hazelmere's signet ring. Hazelmere's signet ring is an item that has a chance to double an item when you get it as a drop. So for instance, technically you could double huge boss drops like Greater Ricochet, although studies on the ring has shown that it's much rarer than people think. Still, this ring goes for a whopping 3.5 billion GP, and many players have attempted to farm this ring by camping things like abyssal demons or monsters that you can easily hit the rare drop table on. I've seen many people get this ring from QBD, where the rare drop table is a common occurrence. I've also seen many people farm a bunch of 200 mil skills trying to get Saren spirits to potentially get this ring. While we don't know the exact drop rate of the ring, one thing's for sure, Hazelmere's signet ring is extremely rare. In 2018, Jagex released the Clue rework update, which totally overhauled clues, adding a new master tier, and with this release came a new hero item, Orlando Smith's hat. This hero item is from, well, Orlando Smith. When worn, it'll give you a chance to get a casket of a lower tier when opening a clue, so if you're doing an elite clue for instance, you have a chance to get a hard clue casket from that reward, and so on. Orlando Smith's hat can be obtained from master clues, and it's a 1 in 105k chance per master clue slot. So when rolling the Orlando Smith hat table, you have a 179 in 180 chance of getting an elemental battle staff, and then that last slot is for the Orlando Smith's hat. So if you get an elemental battle staff in your master clue, you technically missed an Orlando Smith's hat, but the odds are still very slim even if you get the elemental battle staff. This hat is the highest priced hero item, going for a whopping 8 billion GP, and it's no secret that doing clue scrolls to get master clues for a chance at this hat will make you very rich. Clue scrolling in general is absolutely a rival to PVM now in terms of GP. It's crazy crazy money, with dyes going up so high in price. Shadow dyes are like over 2 bill now, which when I got my shadow dyes like a year or two ago, I think it was like 600 mil and 800 mil, so they have increased so much. There's tons of dyes in the 3, 4, 5 bill range. There's so many things you can get from clue scrolls. You can also get the fortunate components, which give like, you know, a ton of consistent money. It's crazy GP right now, and Orlando Smith's hat only makes it better. The next hero item is a very interesting one. It was released in March of 2018, and that hero item is Tavia's fishing rod. But you might be wondering to yourself, who is Tavia? Well, Tavia is the definition of a myth. Tavia is a legendary fisherwoman spoken about and is usually out fishing. She doesn't really exist, well, not actually in the game. Her rod can be found by going to her island, but how do you get to her island? Well, you can get there by finding a rare red Uncharted Isle map. This map can be found in a few ways. The first is it can be rarely obtained while deep sea fishing in the fishing hub. So other than getting the red Uncharted Isle map from fishing, you can also get it from purchasing from the traveling merchant very rarely. This hero item can be used to have a chance to grant all 3 of the deep sea fishing hub boost for 10 minutes whenever a fish is caught. This rod is something that is more of a thing that you'll randomly get if you maybe spend the 800k to buy the green map from the traveling merchant or from just fishing at the hub. I personally always buy the Uncharted Island map when I go to the traveling merchant. Is it worth it? Probably not, but I'll gladly take the gamble. This rod goes for well over 3 billion GP, so if you manage to get lucky and snag yourself one, either by buying the map at the traveling merchant or getting it from fishing, you're going to be in for a nice payday. And finally, we have the most recently released hero item, which is Guildmaster Tony's Matic. Now this Matic is going for well over 4 billion GP in price, and it was released with Archaeology, and it was a super amazing addition to a huge update that was Archaeology. This Matic is actually locked inside a display case upstairs in the Archaeology Guild. So how do you get it out of the display case? Well, you can get this Matic out by obtaining a shadowy key, which is obtained from ancient caskets that you get from completing Tetra compasses. So it's linked to Archaeology in that way, which makes sense, similar to how the Clue rework and Master Clues released Orlando Smith's hat. Now you have a chance of getting a distorted key from the Tetra compass loot, which doesn't do anything. And then the shadowy key is what you need to get from the ancient caskets to get the Matic, and it's dropped at a 1 in 10k rate from the caskets, and the distorted key is a 1 in 1k rate, meaning it's similar to a Blurberry special as you're missing the 1 in 10 chance. So I can only imagine getting a distorted key is such a troll. This Matic gives super overpowered buffs to Archaeology, like giving you a chance to discover an artifact immediately, and also gives you a chance to yield more materials when trading Archaeology. This Matic boasts a huge price at over 4.5 bill, and it's well earned because it's probably one of the most useful hero items in terms of all the buffs that it gives. Now you might be thinking to yourself, I want to go try to get a hero item now, and that's exactly what I've been thinking recently. So what do you guys think is the best hero item to go for? Well, you could go for the Hazelmere Signet Ring. Now this one I think is probably the least viable to actually go and farm, one of the least viable, because for this one you basically need to just kill monsters to get the rare drop table drops. I think this is something you do passively. Maybe you make it a goal to kind of kill a lot of monsters that have access to the rare drop table. Maybe you're camping QBD a bunch to try to finish the log and maybe have a shot at the ring. Maybe you're doing abyssal demons to try to get 200 mil skills or combat skills, stuff like that. It would be something that's kind of like a side thing that you hope happens, but I've seen people that have camped for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and not gotten it. It's extremely rare, which is why I think this is kind of one that's pretty hard to just farm. Another one that I think would be kind of hard to go for is Tavia's Rod. You can get it from fishing, of course, but it's extremely rare, as all these items are. But you can also get it from buying the Uncharted map from the Traveling Merchant, which is personally what I I do. Whenever I go to the traveling merchant for something else, I will go and I will buy that map. It's a gamble. It's 800k, but I don't want to miss out on that small chance of getting the rod, so I'm fine doing it knowing that I'll probably never recoup that money. As for the items that I think you could really go for and try to aim for and farm and maybe have a small chance of getting it, well, first is the Guildmaster Tony's Matic by doing Tetra compasses. Now, I did one in my latest video, and although they take a good while to get, they are extremely AFK, so this is something that you can AFK for thousands and thousands of hours, build up a bunch of Tetra compasses. I think maybe 2 or 3 hours is how long it takes to get each one if you're doing the most optimal collections, which would mean 1,000 would take 3,000 hours and 10,000 would take 30,000 hours. But if you're going to get these Tetra compasses, you're probably gonna make a ton of money off them from the Dragon Matic and all the other loot that you get. And also, bring us into our next item, you can get a ton of master clues from Tetra compasses. So if you camped a ton of Tetra compasses, you'll probably get a good amount of master clues, and then you can take those master clues and try to get Orlando Smith's hat. This is one that I personally am feeling like going for, although it's not something you can aim for totally, because you basically have to do other clues to get the master clues to then try to get Orlando Smith's hat. So master clues are my favorite tier of clue. I don't know, I just really love doing them. They have such high potential for rewards. The only problem is they're really hard to get. Basically, you only really get them from completing other clues. I wish Jagex would add the master clues on boss tables to be more common, like for really high-end bosses, instead of getting an elite, you know, because sometimes I'll go to Karapek hard mode and maybe I'll get an elite every hour. Maybe I can get a master every hour. It's not a ton. It's not like people can farm 10, 20, 30 of those an hour, but maybe just give that option. That's something I would like to see. But master clues and hunting for the Orlando Smith's hat is going to make you so much money in the meantime. Even if you don't get Orlando Smith's hat, you saw the prices of dyes. They are extremely high. And even if you don't get a dye, which you do have a good chance if you do a ton of clues, then you'll still get so many fortunate components. I think I made around 40 mil in my last video doing clues for 2.5 hours off fortunate components, like 25 hard clues, 1 master clue. The master clue, I did get a bit lucky and made 12 mil off it, but the hard clues got me so many fortunate components, and it's just a really good method. Clues definitely rival PVM, at least a fair bit in terms of money. Maybe not the highest tier of PVM, but clues can make you a ton of money. Most of the people I see with party hats, they're big clue scrollers. So yeah, I think I'm going to be hunting some Tetra compasses and hunt some clues soon. Let me know, are you guys going to be going for any of these hero items? Have you guys ever received one of these? I haven't actually seen any of my friends get any of these, so if you've received one, let me know. What was your reaction? Were you freaking out? Because I know I would be. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been wanting to make a video on the hero items for basically like a year. I just felt like now was the right time to do it. They're my favorite items in the game, basically one of my favorite things ever added. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be super appreciated to get this video out to more people. And if you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe, and good luck on your hunt, and I'll see you guys in the next video.